Hey everyone, welcome back to the David World Diaries. Um, so I kind of just noticed like my last video, the crush video, it got cut short because I kind of went overtime. So I think because I was rambling, so like I'm doing right now, rambling. But this time we're gonna keep it short, sweet, and to the point. We're gonna go to a little bit of history, but not too much. We're just gonna talk about a little points about this next song, and then we're gonna get to the writing portion, and we're gonna talk about what it meant to me then, what it means to me now. So this song is titled Pulse, and with Pulse was a whole different feel. I was just I wrote Pulse at the same time I wrote Crush. So I kind of wrote the two of them simultaneously. So I wrote them back to back. Where Crush took me probably around, 3 to 4 minutes to write. Pulse took me a whole month to write. And that's because I was when I got the instrumental, there wasn't much of an intro. There was just like you just go straight into it. And so I had to kind of just shoot the first line out quickly as possible. There was no no break. There is now, but that's when we produced the show, the song. At the time, I was just I was still promoting Crush when I was still promoting Crush, and I went back to when I went back to go re-record Pulse because there were some parts of the song I just didn't like because there is a demo version and then there is like the actual version, and the demo version there's so many different notes. It's like actually two demo versions, and there's differences of notes and placement. And one demo version, I actually use that for my live shows. So I actually use the same note cadence for the live shows, but the original will be, the best one. The original released version will be the best one. So with my headspace, I was still in the point of writing a story, and again, I took from my years at Benedict College. And being a freshman and dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage that I brought with me to college and I brought with me as a young adult going out to the world for the first time. And, man, I can honestly say that Pulse was kind of like the lighter, much more energetic and much more mature sound than Crush, because where Crush was very innocent, and that's where I kind of got the subtitle for the album, which is Origin of Innocence. Just revealed that. Not supposed to reveal that, but I did. It's Origin of Innocence, which talks about in being an innocent soul and trying to keep that purity and that light in a place where it's not known or not welcome as much. And Pulse was more the mature sound that a lot of people, when they first heard Pulse, they were like, what? This doesn't sound like you. They thought I was going to do something very cheerful. And it was cheerful. It was celebratory. It was very celebratory. And, we'll get into that a little bit later. But it was a celebratory song, but it was just much more heavier and deeper subject matter than Crush was. When trying to find the song, I really wanted to do an EDM track. I've always wanted to do an EDM track. I really was inspired EDM wise by Above and Beyond, Zed, Dead Mouse, and especially the old deep house, your house sounds of the 90s, where Snap, Martha Walsh, Sonique, Hade, there's so many different deep house artists that I love. And CeCe Peniston, can't forget CeCe Peniston, and can't forget Robin S. Can't forget them, get them, they're amazing. Crystal Waters. I really was inspired by, that sound, and I wanted to just kind of do something in that lane for the project and for the album. And so Pulse was the sound that I got from it. And so when I heard the sound, it did give me kind of like a little bit of a pulse in when I put it in my speakers. And I said that this is what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Pulse. The original title was called Friends. It was by, once again, Contraband Beats. Follow him. And I fell in love with it instantaneously, more than I did with Crush. And so, again, writing it was a pain, though. Writing was a pain, but I fell in love with the beat. I didn't want to give up on it. And I really didn't want to give up. I just want something to talk about and how to make the words fit and how to make it flow. And I think all of it came to a head around December 2017, which was kind of cool. Much likewise with Crush, though, I didn't record it until June of 2018. I didn't record till June 2018. And I felt like that process was a lot more harder because with Crush, it was an ease. It was like, okay, we're doing different. It's like, the cadence. It's like a familiar cadence that you hear in a lot of, pop, urban pop or pop R&B kind of sounds. Where Pulse, is a little bit different because it's a different flow than what I'm used to. It's more of it's me being more melodic and whispery and using more of a deeper vocal range than normal. And it was less runs. So you'll hear runs in Crush, but you won't hear that many runs in Pulse because it was just a difference. Recording the song was awesome, was fun, was difficult, but it was fun. Because it was fun because I got to try different things. So whenever you hear Pulse, you hear that ending note. That was me trying something new. And Omar was like, oh, shit, I actually like this. This is really good. Yeah, this is literally his words. Like, you should keep that one. That was really good. Shout out to Omar for letting me keep that note. And I kept the note. Something just fell on me. I kept the note of that he said was great and left it into the song. But I will tell you that mixing it was a pain in the butt. So the person who mixed and mastered my song, who mixed and mastered Pulse, was Austin Leeds, and he has worked with, Armin van Buuren, who was a famous EDM DJ. If you've never heard his stuff, please go check him out. I picked someone who really was versed in EDM, and who knew how to make it sound great for a club. I think the vibe I told him was I want it to be like you're getting ready to go out to the club song, or you are just hanging out with friends, just going for a midnight drive. It's 2:00 in the morning, you just traveling your city, and you're just like midnight riders. And he's like, yo, I got you. And so we mixed that song about 17 times. We mixed that song 17 times. And it'll always come down to, I would, listen to it and I think, oh, this is really good. It's great. And then I would let, at the time, my manager and my DJ, DJ Prince Charming, listen to it. And they'd be like, no, it's not good. You need to auto-tune it. And I'm okay. Personally, I am not a fan of auto-tune. I'm not. Just so the record be shown, I am not a fan of auto-tune. I think auto-tune is stupid. It saves people, but I just don't like it overused. So they wanted to auto-tune the whole thing. I was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. And so it was a constant back and forth, constant fight between all three of us. I was on the side of Austin knows what he's doing. He's done this before. He's worked in the realm of EDM. He knows what he's doing. Whereas, whereas my manager and my DJ, at the time, they were like, yo, no, we want to hit more. We want hit more. I'm like, it's not supposed to hit more. It's supposed to be chill. Just getting ready to go out to a club, not being in the club already. You are getting ready to go out. It is just a song about friendship, about, being with your friends and stuff. But we finally got it right. And then we released it January 1st of 2019. We had a whole live stream December 31st. And when it clock struck midnight, we had released Pulse. Pulse was out on the streets. And the census was, it was very different sound, very mature. And I think they pretty much voted as like it was way better than Crush. I still love Crush. But I feel like every time I hear Pulse, I'm like, I was really proud of myself because it was something that I kind of just, I went back and I said, yo, I tested some waters and I did some new things and I was proud of myself. The inspiration where was in my headspace, I think I was just very lonely when I wrote it. I was very lonely. Like I missed all my friends and I miss being around them. I miss, talking to them every day. Cause I'd been away from college for about a couple of years by that time when I wrote Pulse. And I had not spoken to my best friend, Greg. I have not spoken to him in some years. A year, actually. It was a year I didn't speak to Greg. Not because we did anything wrong, because I was just caught up in a lot of stuff that was going on in my life. I was caught up in depression. I was caught up in whatever else was going on. I don't even remember what was going on. But I was just really, really caught up. And I think I just got to a point, it's like, I just want to go back. And I just want to go back and talk and do college all over again. I just want to go back and live and, start all over and just hang with my friends. And then you get to a point where you're like, well, I can't go back. So what do I do now? And losing a lot of friends along the way, it kind of just made me write Pulse because it was an ode to the streets of Columbia. It was an ode to Levels or 1800 or Soundstage. It was an ode to Benedict College. It was an ode to Goodson Hall, to Stewart Hall, to Oak Street Dormitory. It was an ode to the Bentley Courts. It was an ode to, Dutch Square Mall, to Heroes and Dragons comic book shop, R.I.P. It was an ode to, being at my frat brother John Thorne's house and having a house party. It was an ode to all my friends hopping in my car and we go to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning just because we wanted to, because we were bored and we just wanted to be together. Pulse was all about living your life with those you care about, living your best life with those you care about. It was an ode to all these things that made my friendship, our friendship so much stronger. So to Greg, Valencia, Paige, Phil, Ro, Haley, Terrence, Arthur, Davrin, Dominic, Naviel, Keyshawn, Keenan, Corin, Tylen, Jonathan, Jay, J2, Brandon. It was an ode to you. It was an ode to, the friendship that we had and that we had going on. So I thank you for inspiring this song. I very much do. So yeah, that was the headspace I was in when I wrote the song. That was the headspace. Hey everyone, this is David Givens, and this is the David World audio diaries.
It still means the same thing.
So,
it still means
that this is an audio diary about,
it's a friendship that
the different songs I've written and recorded
could have
and released so far. And I just want to talk
Let's
about
live for the
process.
Let's be wild, children of the night.
Just writing,
rolling the style,
and where I was in my headspace
together.
Because I feel that's important.
Forever.
That's an important thing to talk about.
Let's just
as
live,
an artist,
because
where you've
time's
been
gonna keep
and
moving
what
on.
you
You can't go back
doing at the time of
relive your past or live what you call your glory days. You have to keep moving forward.
So
Things are always going to
first one we're going to talk about is Crush.
Going to come up,
and I feel like Crush
you're going to
was
gain
really
friends. You're going to lose friends.
the true first step.
But you have to keep living.
In the direction I need to go into.
You know what I mean? You got to keep living.
And this story,
and not only
it's a very long story because
but you
there's many parts to it
who are still with you on this earth.
There's many parts to the Crush story
of reality,
and
because there is going to be.
I had to break it down to different sections. So you're going to get the history, where I was before, where I was during,
and you need to cheer someone,
and where I was after recording, how I wrote the song.
Don't wait till they're gone to tell them how you feel.
What it means
Tell them
now.
That you love them. Tell them that you care about them. Give them a phone call.
Growing older as an artist,
let them know, hey, I love you.
Certain songs mean to you back when you write it. It might mean differently now.
Make some solid plans.
That you're
I feel
you grew a little more. You're a little bit older. You're a little bit wiser. So
kind of represents that.
Things, kind of structured way, because Crush is like a massive story.
So with a little bit of time that we got.
So before even writing Crush,
let's be together.
I had to go back to
one of the biggest dreams I've always said. For me,
16.
All I want,
oh God,
is to spend the day with my friends, all my friends. Come over to the house, have a picnic. Let's go do something.
I first started. I didn't start with
all
Crush.
I want.
My first single.
All I want.
Crush is like the first official single I call my first single.
But if it's the last day,
my first single was called Welcome to the Show, and with Welcome to the Show, it was more like an experiment, just to see if I could do it and pull it off. And
I just wanted to hang.
It didn't do so well because I didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of like I was just
want to see them
putting out a song. I wasn't really thinking about what goes into making a song great. I wasn't going into the marketing side. I wasn't going into.
You knew how I personally.
I just wanted to throw out a song. Okay, that's it. That's all we're doing.
That I love it.
And
it didn't matter what kind of
let it ride out.
I've done to you.
And I still had that old.
Whatever I've
90s
done, I hope you forgive me for it.
Well, if someone hears it, they're going to discover me. And
you, my
friend, I had to learn really quickly that's not how things work. It doesn't work like that.
Because life too short.
I was in grad school
to waste on
went to Savannah College of Art and Design for about a year and a half.
Short. The whole grad is too short.
I had just been I just lost my sister, Cindy.
Contact
that year.
Short.
And I was just dealing with a lot of stuff. And I think around November of 2016, I had decided to take a break from music. I took a break. I was tired. And